In this section, I want to give you another example of analysis. For this, I go and create a new part. So let's go to Part Design Environment, select YZ plane, and go to Sketch Environment and draw a square here. This square is going to be 100 by 100 millimeters. So let's select this and change it to 100, and this one should be 100 as well. Now let's add some symmetry to this shape and then go to pad this. So I select symmetry, exit, and select pad tool. Here I'm in Part Design Environment. I want it to be about 1000 millimeters in one direction, and now I have created a simple shape here. This is going to be of type iron, so let's go and select apply material here and select metal and select iron from here. Select this part body. Now click OK. The material is applied to this shape. Now I want to take this into analysis and simulation, generative structural analysis, and whenever I bring this into this environment, you can see that I have added some mesh, and this green shape inside the part tells me that the meshing is applied to this shape. Now I want to go and select frequency analysis. So instead of selecting static analysis, I want to make sure that frequency analysis is selected. It's okay. By selecting this and clicking on OK, we make sure that we are not putting any load on this. Actually, we are checking the frequency and its effect on this part. Now again, I want to fix one of the faces, so I select clamp and I rotate a little bit to find this back face of this and select it. You can see the clamp shown here, and one face is selected. I click on OK. Now the next thing is to compute. If you want to have another storage, if you want to save your report in another folder, you can go to storage and select it. You can go to tool menu and select the external storage from here as well. But I want to go and start computing, selecting all, and after a moment you can see that it tells me how long it will take to compute. I accept this, click on yes, and after a moment it is calculated. Now the next thing is to check the images. You can go and select deformation, you can select one misses stress, and you can select different types of displacements. For example, I click on displacement, you can see these here, and by rotating you can see that it has actually displaced a lot. Okay, let's go and select deformation. You can see the deformation right now. And if you change the values, you can see actual deformation that is very different from this. Okay. Now I want to show you something else. Let's close this. I don't want to save it. And let's close this as well. I want to create a new part. And here again, I go to YZ plane, go to sketch environment, and start drawing a profile like this. For example, I want to have a profile like this. I go down and go to left, and here I go up, and that is the shape that I'm working on. You can see some constraints are here. I don't care about them, just I want to move it a little like this and move this point down, or I can add some constraint to this. I don't want to work on that. So let's exit my workbench and add padding to this. Again, 1 or 400 millimeters in one direction is okay. Now this is the shape that I have just created. Now the only thing that I need to is to apply some material to this. Let's go to metal again. This time I'm going to select aluminum, select the part body, click on OK. Now you can see that aluminum is applied to this. Now you can double click on aluminum and change the parameters if you wish. I want to take this into analysis and simulation, select generative structural analysis, environment. Again, I select static analysis, and this time I want to restrain some parts of this shape. Now let's start by clamping one of the faces. Again, I want to clamp the back side of this, so I select this one. But whenever I'm putting pressure on this, let's select the pressure. I can go and select pressure here from loads. By selecting pressure, I can click on here, and now you can see the pressure is applied to this. And this should be about, let's see, I don't have a clamping. Why it is like this? Let's press and clamp again. Click on here, and by clicking here I can add the clamp here. Okay, now this is somehow very strange. That's it. So I click on OK. Now the clamp is done. Let's select the load. You can see the support is going to be this face, and 20 Newton square meter is okay, so I click OK. Now whenever this pressure is applied to this shape, you can see that it will go down, it will bend down actually, or bend up if I put the pressure in the reverse direction. So I do not expect it to, for example, move to right or to left or front or behind. So this is the restraint that I want to add to my shape. You can see that I have restraints here. The simple restraint tool is user-defined restraint, so I select this, and by selecting this you can see that different directions are applied. Let's select the support face. This is the support. Now you can see that I have all directions. Actually, the 3 dimensions are here: to right, to left, up or down, and front or back. I don't want to have this. Actually, I just want to have it in one direction. I want to have it in down or up direction. So let's rotate a little bit and see these arrows easily. You can see that these are somehow showing the directions that I want to have. So I remove these one by one. Restraint translation. You can see that they are going to be removed from here. Now the only thing that I want to have is this direction. So this will go up and go down. Actually, this is restraint rotations. Now rotation, I want to have only translation. So this is the translation that I want to have. So it tells me that I can have it in up or down direction. If I click on another translation, it will tell me that I can have the movement or, the translation in right or left, but I don't want to have, and I don't expect my shape to twist like this, so I'm not going to select rotation. And I click on OK. And after a moment, I can add a pressure. So I added the pressure on this top face. I clamped the back face and restrained the movement of this front face. So I can go and start computing. After, of course, I have selected the storage. I don't want to change the storage, so I select compute. And by selecting compute, I select everything, click on an OK, and accepting the result of the computation estimation. And next thing I want to see is the deformation. Now you can see that by changing the deformation and restraining this part, this is the bending that I can see. So if I add more restraints here, you can see different options. So let's go back. So I click on, let's go to static cases, and I have added this static case solution 1, I guess. I can right click on these and deactivate them if I have added. And this is a deformed dish. Yes, I can go and deactivate it from here. Now after the activation, I want to change the restraints, so I double click the restraints from here. You can see the dialog box is going to appear, and this is the user defined restraint that I have. I can change it and add our restraints in the second dimension and even in the third dimension. and check the result again after again computing. I click on OK, and after the computation I want to go to deformed mesh and activate it. I can see that this should be recalculated, so I want to go and delete this and add another deformation. You can see that again, because the force is in this face, I just have deformation like this. Now I can again change it. Let's go and add all directions and rotations, twists, and click on an OK. Again, computing this. And after computing, it tells me that rotation constraints were not taken into account as mesh part is 3D. So you can see that restraints is not gonna apply. So I click on OK. And after a while, I just want to activate it again. I can see that rotation is not taken into consideration because of the 3D existence of this. Okay, this is frequency and user-defined restraints as you watched it.